Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for Armistead Maupin.
I'm reminded of a time in the early 90s when I had a farmhouse in New Zealand. And my partner at the time and I were wondering about whether or not the neighbors would be friendly. And a little old lady across the way came over with some pies one day and said, "And there's a program I think you might enjoy, gentlemen. It's called Sticky Moments." And that's when I met Julian Clarey and his brilliance. So this is really an honor to receive the award from him. I'm living in England now. My husband and I moved here last April, and it's our intention to stay. So it's really gratifying to receive a literary award in the country of Dickens and Isherwood and E.F. Benson and Joe Orton and a lot of people that I've admired over the years. But the person who had the greatest influence on me as a child, who let me know that it was okay to be myself, was my grandmother, who was a suffragist in England. She traveled all over the country to make speeches in support of women's right to vote. And yeah, and I'm on tour in England right now, 10 cities, talking about the causes that are close to my heart, mostly LGBTQ things. And I like thinking that I'm following in her footsteps. She was a wonderful woman. She was of that generation of old British women that believed in theosophy and palm reading, and she would read my palm when I went to visit her and work the Ouija board with me. And she told me she believed in reincarnation, and she told me very earnestly that she was sure that I was the reincarnation of her cousin Curtis, her bachelor cousin Curtis, her extremely creative bachelor cousin Curtis. And so she knew me. She saw who I was from a very early time, and I put her spirit into the character of Anna Madrigal in Tales of the City, and told her that shortly before she died. She was cisgender, of course, but I gave that loving, accepting, open heart to Anna Madrigal. So I feel like I'm a very lucky guy. I get to go all over this country and meet people who read my books at a time when it meant something important to them, and they tend to tell me so. Many of you have told me tonight, and you must never apologize for doing it. Because my husband would tell you that if he were here tonight. He'd say, "Oh, go ahead and tell him he loves hearing it, And I do. It makes me, all those lonely hours behind the typewriter or the word processor come back in a big way when people tell me what they think. So thank you for this. And it'll look nice on my shelf, so it was A for Armistead. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much.